Hey guys, it's Jason with the Board Game Mechanics, and today we're going to take a look at an upcoming expansion for the game The Builders of Blankenburg called Fields and Flocks. Fields and Flocks is an upcoming expansion for the Builders of Blankenburg, which I've reviewed a few months back, so you can go check that out. I'll put it in, you hit the little I or whatever to go check that out. But what this does is it's essentially adding more cards, which is always a good thing. It's going to add a whole other phase of the game, which is a worker placement phase. So this is going to go from an auction, resource collection, resource conversion management game to all of that plus some worker placement that's going to add on to all of that. So I'm going to play through a couple rounds of the game. I'm not going to explain the rules of the game in great detail because I've already done that, but I want to just show you kind of what happens with the new expansion. So let's go down to the table and check it out. All right, so here's a game of the Builders of Blankenburg with the Fields and Flocks expansion set up for 2 players. I'm not going to go over setup too much because I've already done a run through of the base game, which you can find in another video. I'll put a link to it in the description. But I'm going to tell you about what is different. So, first thing you're going to notice is this little gray meeple. There weren't meeples in the other game. This one has meeples. That's going to start there in the middle of the bidding wheel. And it's going to be there as long as there's not a gold coin. We'll discuss that when we get into it. You're going to start with the cottage and the manor per setup. You are going to set this board out, the Field and Flocks. You're going to have some fields, you're going to have some flocks, you're going to flip up 2 of each. These cards will have artwork, but for right now this is just a prototype so you can kind of see what's going on. It shows you some water, the name of it, where you can sell it, and all that good stuff. And each player is going to start with a field. So they're going to, this player starting with cabbage, and the other player starting with bees, and they're going to start with 2 water on them. Instead of 12 coins, every player is going to start with 15. And each player is going to get a start with a meeple of their color. There's a whole new phase in this game, which is going to be a worker placement phase. So we'll get started. And I'm going to play through a couple rounds just so we can kind of see it. I'm not going to explain the rules a ton because I've already done that video. So if you want to know more about that, go check it out. All right. So first thing I want to do is we're going to bid. The bidding is essentially functioning like the old game, with the exception of the gray meeple. So on the first player's turn, which will be, you can't really see it, but this player over here, who's the draftsman, is going to be the first player. I'm going to make sure what their special power does so I don't forget. Oh, I get an extra basic plan. So let's just go ahead and grab one. All right. And I do not have to pay when purchasing. And what do you do? And I can copy it. Okay. So first thing they're going to select 1 good to the number of players minus 1. So since it's a 2-player game, they're going to pick 1 good. And they want to build a chapel, so they need a stone. So they're going to select a stone. And they'll put it on the stone space. Then they're going to roll the dice. And they're going to put a marble. I'm not quite sure what the black one is. I think it might be ore or iron. So we'll call it iron. And they'll go like this. All right. And then we're going to do some bidding. So, bidding works just like the other game, the base game. High bid gets first dibs. But in this, normally you get to take the coin and something else. In this, you can either take the meeple or goods. You can bid 0 and get 3 coins. So let's go ahead and get started. So this will be the first player's bid. You're going to have player screens. I'm not going to do that. So we'll just go ahead and do. So this is player 1. And player 2 will be 2 coins. But again, they don't know this. So player 1 wins. They have 4 coins. Second player paid 2 coins, so they'll get second dibs. So first player is going to take the meeple, because why not? Nope, they're actually going to take the stone. Second player is like, yes, alright, I'm going to take the meeple. So they take the meeple. So we're in business. Alright, so that's the bidding phase. Next phase is going to be building. So, starting with first player, we're going to be able to build as much stuff as we can, as long as we have resources for it. So, in this case, the first player can only build the chapel. Here's the chapel right here. You can see down at the bottom what it costs. It costs 2 stone and a wood. going to give you some points and some money, and it's going to hold one person. You can see that down with the little icon right down there. It can hold one person that's coming to visit the town. It's a religious building, so it's going to be held in the religious blue areas, so I'll put it there. I have to pay 2 stone, 1 wood. 2 stone, 1 wood. Put that in there, and I'll put one of my markers on it to know that it's mine, and I'll get 2 points. So I'm on the board with 2 points. Alright. That's all I can build because I don't have enough resources to do anything else. Moving on to the second player. They need 2 wood, which they do not have, so they cannot build either. Alright. So they are going to, we're going to move on to the next phase. We are going to do harvest. So this is the new part of this video that I wanted to explain. Base game is over here. Fields of Flock, the expansion, is going to add a whole new worker placement element to this game. So you can see we have meeples. So what we're going to be able to do, we're going to go to certain spaces on this board. So we can go here, let us hire extra meeples to be able to do more things. We can go here to buy an extra field. We can go here to buy an extra flock. Or we can send our meeples, which you can't really see, to one of our current fields over here. So I put my meeple on the bees to remove water. Once all the water is removed, you can send your people, your little meeples, out to either sell your goods to the visitors or the citizens, or to attach them to a building. If you attach them to a building, your meeple's gone forever. If you attach them to a citizen, it goes back to you at the end of the game. Alright, so that is how that works. So now, yellow players first, what do they want to do? They would like to, they're going to hire another guy. So it's going to cost them $2 to hire another worker. You're going to put it here because he's not available this round. And then, oh, they're not first, just kidding. It goes with the gray player. Whoever has the gray meeple gets to go first. So in this case, it would be the second player. Oh yeah, which was right. Yeah, okay. So they're going to do that with the gray meeple. They'll pay 2. I put that in the wrong money. They're going to bring in another yellow worker. Alright, then we'll go to red. Red would like to get another field going. Yeah, they're going to get a field. Costs 1 coin to get a field. They're going to take some grapes. Grapes need 4 water, which is crazy. So put water on it as soon as you take it. Okay, 4 water. Alright, then back to yellow. They're going to start getting water off their field, so they're going to put their meeple on their field and take a water cube off. Alright, and that is done because there's no more workers. Next thing we're going to do, which is from the base game, is going to be event. Not a ton of changes here, but we're going to go ahead and do it. So event, we'll flip 1. This is a new event. Players gain 1 silver for each of their serfs who sold to a citizen this turn. There will be artwork. There isn't right now. So it's just showing you what the card does. We'll put it right there. No one sold to a citizen, so that was worthless. Then a new visitor is going to come to town. Players may convert up to 2 units of iron into 2 units of gold. Oof. Alchemist. Pretty cool. No one has any iron though, so another worthless guy. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put these people into buildings. So this is just like the normal game. You're going to start with the visitor. You're going to come this way, and you're going to try to get people into your building. So the alchemist wants to stay in a university or forge. There is a university or forge, so he's going to stay at the Blankenburg Inn. Nobody gets any money. Then we're going to go to the Chandler Shop Parish Chapel. There is a chapel. So he's going to stay there and get a coin to that player. Then we're going to go to the Tudor Shop Tannery for the butcher. There aren't any of those buildings, so he's going to stay at the Blankenburg Inn. Then at the end of that, whoever gets the money takes the money. So in this case, the red player gets $1, and that's the end of that. Then we are going to go to the marketplace phase. So starting with the key holder, each player can purchase 1 new plan. So it's 2 coins to purchase a master plan. It's 1 coin to look at 2 of these and keep 1, except for this player, because they can get plans for free. So they're going to go ahead and take 2 basic plans and keep 1. And I'll show you what they get. They have a statue, which is a religious building that only takes marble. And then they have a tutor. There's actually some people who want to stay in a tutor, so I think I'm going to keep the tutor so we can start getting some income flowing. So I'll keep the tutor over here. This one goes back on the bottom. Okay. And then this player wants to buy a building as well, so they'll pay a coin. They're going to take 2. Actually, they're going to use the ability of my character, which that's what their character does. They get to select an opponent's ability to duplicate. So they're going to select mine, and they're going to get to take 2 for it without paying. So they have another religious building, a parish. And they have an inn. I think they're going to take the parish, actually. Nope, they're going to take the inn. Because if inns are nice, if there is no building that works, people will stay at the inn. So it'll start taking business from the Blankenburg inn. So they're going to snag the inn. So we'll take the inn here. This one goes back to the bottom. Alright, done. Now we can do 2 rounds of purchasing, which I forgot to set that up. So let me set that up real fast. Good job. Alright, so there should have been stuff here. Let me fix that. Alright, so now we can do 2 rounds of purchasing. We can buy goods from the market. Starting with first player. First round of buying is 2 coins. Second round is 3 coins. Or you can sell something back for 1 coin. So let's see. I need a lot of stuff. So I'm going to just spend 2 coins. And I'm going to buy wood. Wood's always good. This player, they need lots of wood as well. But I took that. But they have a wood. So they're going to actually sell back their stone for a coin. There can't be more than the number of players in the market, so that no more stone can be sold. They can buy the other player can buy something else for 3. They're going to go ahead and buy a glass. So they're going to pay 3 coins to buy this glass. And then this player can buy something else as well, and they're not going to buy anything, so they are done. Alright, now we're going to move on to the end of the round. What we're going to do here is we're going to restock the marketplace, so anything that's less than 1 will get 1. So we're going to get another wood and a glass. And then we're going to check for dead plans. Alright, so the way in this new Fields and Flocks expansion, anything that's not purchased in a round is going to get a silver coin on it. Now, at the end of the next round, if there's a plan out here, a field or a flock that has a coin, you're going to put it at the bottom and get new ones. So that's just kind of simulating that those are old and they need to be purchased. Then you're going to flip a new one. Those are good over there. They need to stay there until they get bought. Add a new citizen to the track. So we're going to get a citizen. We're bringing in a scribe. They want to stay at those buildings. The buildings work from top to bottom. You can check that out in my other video for more information on that. Then we're going to pass the key to the next player. Here's what the key looks like. Just I didn't show it to you before. So there's the key. It's now over with this player. Alright, now we're going to play through another round. So, starting with the key player, they're going to pick a good that they would like to get on the wheel. So they're going to take wood. Then they're going to roll, see what comes up. Oops. And they got 2 glass. Not really what they wanted, but alright. And then the gray meeple will go back. She've also taken our workers back. Okay. And then we're going to bid. So the first player is going to bid 3 because they have lots of money. And the second player is going to bid 1. So the first player is going to take the wood. It's an expensive piece of wood. That's okay. And then the second player is actually going to take tough. They're going to take this guy. The meeple. And the money's gone. Alright, so done with the bidding. Now we're going to go on the building, starting with the key player. They have 2 wood. They're going to go ahead and build an inn. The inn that they just bought cost 2 wood. Put it right there. Cash in the 2 wood. Give them one of their markers. And they get a point. This other player cannot build anything right now, so they're done. Now I'm moving on to harvest, starting with the first player that has the gray. That would be this player. I'm going to go ahead and get I'll start getting some water off. I'm going to take some water off my bees. And this player's going, they are going to take the final water off the cabbage. Then this player is going to start taking some water off the grapes. Done. And then this player, can anybody buy cabbage? A guard or a winch? There's not a guard. Okay, so we're done there. I can go to an inner cottage, but I don't want to do that because I'll lose that guy. So let's just go, let's get another field. I'm going to start doing some fields. It's going to cost me a coin. And I want to take the rye field because I get my coin back. So I get rye, get a coin, it gets 3 water. And done. Alright, so that's all the worker placement that we're done. So we can go ahead and take all those workers back because we're done there. Gray one can come back over here. Then red is here. Alright, now we're going to go on to income. So we're going to flip an event card. This is from the base game. Quarry discovered. Both the marketplace and next turn's bid have 1 stone and 1 marble added. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So 1 stone and 1 marble. 1 stone, 1 marble. Stone, 1 marble. That's helpful. Makes that a little more valuable. Alright. Then we're going to flip a visitor. We have a lumberjack. Each player may buy 1 unit of wood for 1 silver. So that's super nice, and I think they're both going to go ahead and do that. So 1 silver each, they're both buying wood. Because that's the deal. And almost every building needs wood. Alright, now we're going to start putting people in buildings. So we have the lumberjack. He wants to stay in a cottage or a tavern. Nothing's out, so he's going to stay in this inn. So that gets 1 coin. Okay. Then we're going to go to the scribe, university, town hall, and monastery. Nothing. So she's going to stay in the inn. Now the inn is full because it can only hold 2 people. Next we're going to go to the chandler. They want to stay at a shop, a parish, or a chapel. There's a chapel, so they're going to stay there. And all these buildings are full, so the butcher is going to stay at the Blankenburg Inn. Done. Alright, now we're going to go to the marketplace, starting with the key holder. We can buy new town cards. They're not going to do that. Other players not going to do that because they already have 2, so they're done. Now we can buy some stuff from the market, starting with the key holder. They would like another wood, so they're going to buy the wood for 2. The other player is going to... They need lots of stuff. A stone. So they'll go ahead and buy a stone for 1. Alright. This player doesn't need anything else right now. But this player wants to... Nope, they're done. They don't have any money, so they're done. So all the market's done. Now we're going to end the round. We're going to kill these because they each have a coin. They're supposed to go to the bottom, but just for the sake of shaking things around, I'm not going to do that. So those will go here. This one gets a coin. Okay. Then we will restock the marketplace. Get a 1 wood. Add a new citizen. What do we got here? We have a weaver. They would like to stay at the shop, the tutor, or the college. So we'll see if we can get some of that stuff going. All right. Or the cottage, not college, cottage. Then we will pass the key player. We'll play 1 more round, and then we'll go up top and see what we think about this game. So the keys passed. And then we're going to go ahead and do it again. So starting with this player, they want to add something. They would like to add... Let's go ahead and add some wood. We're going to add a wood. Alright, then they're going to roll, see what happens. Glass and iron. There's a lot of glass and a lot of iron. Alright. So this player is going to bid 0. They don't have any, so they're going to get 3 coins. This player is going to bid 1 because they know the other player doesn't have any money. And they're going to take I actually just think they're going to take... let's see. That's wood and stone. They're going to take the 3 glass. Alright, so that was the bidding. Now we're going to build. Starting with the key player. Key player cannot build anything yet. Nope. They need white, so they cannot build yet. Nope. Alright, so then moving on to this player, they're going to build a tavern. So they have 2 wood. They're going to build this tavern right here. Tavern going to hold 2 people. It's a green building. Put it right there. They're going to put one of their markers on it. It's going to score 0 points. Not great, but at least they're getting some buildings built. Alright, so then we're going to harvest. So we're going to do some worker placement, starting with gray. If there's no gray, we're going to start with the key. So the key player is going to come here and hire another serf because they don't have any. Bring a new one in. Done. Now the yellow has 2 guys, so they're going to go ahead and do 2. So they're going to go to rye to get rid of a water. They're going to send their other guy to get rid of water as well. No winch, no guard. Nope. Okay, so done. Alright, now we're moving on to income. We'll do an event. Blizzard. Each player must pay 1 silver per residential structure owned. Oof. Residential, I believe, is green. I need to check that out. I always forget. Yes. Nope, commercial is green. Residential is yellow. So nobody has any yellow, so nobody has to pay that. Alright, done. Go flip a new visitor. Let's see. Fellmonger. Each player may destroy flocks to gain 1 prestige per flock destroyed. And I don't think anybody wants to do that. So no, I'm not doing that. Alright, so now we're going to put people in buildings. So the Fellmonger wants to stay in a tannery or a shop. There isn't a tannery or a shop, so they're going to stay in... Oh, I've got to give this person the coins. So this person gets 2. This will get 1. So the Fellmonger is going to stay in the inn for a coin. Going to the Weaver. She's going to stay in a shop, tutor, or cottage. There isn't any of that, so they're going to stay at the inn. So the inn's full. Then they're going to go to the Scribe, University, Town Hall, Monastery. Nothing, so they're going to stay in the Blankenburg Inn. Chandler, Shop, Parish, Chapel. They're going to stay in the chapel for 1 coin. Then the Butcher, Tutor, Shop, or Tannery. Nope, everything's full, so he's going to stay in the inn as well. So then red will get that money. White, or red will get this money. This is yellow, that's red. Alright, so that was the end of that. Now we're going to go to the market. Starting with a key holder, you can purchase 1 new. I don't need to do that. I have a pile, but they are going to copy my ability and take 2 of these to get a new building. So there's a parish right here, blue building, religious building, and then there is a greenhouse, which is from the new expansion. So there'll be artwork on here, but there's not right now. And they think they're going. I think they're going to take that one. They're going to take the greenhouse because it needs glass, and they have a pile of glass. So this one will go back down to the bottom or on the floor. That works as well. All right, now we will do some buying. So starting with the key player, they need marble. So they're going to go ahead and buy a marble for 2, which will be all their money. This player could use some ore. So they're going to buy some ore for 2. Take this. All right, back to this player. They're not going to do anything. They're done. This player is going to sell a glass for 1. They're going to get 1 coin back. And that's the end of the market. Now we're going to restock the marketplace. So we're going to put in black and an ore. We will get rid of these that have coins. Put coins on all the rest. 1, 2, 3. Flip out a new one. We will add a new citizen to the track. So this will be a barkeep, tavern, brewery, tutor. Again, it'll have artwork. So new citizen. Then we're going to pass the key. And that is how you're going to incorporate the flocks and fields with the Builders of Blankenburg. Let's go to the top and see what we think about this new expansion. All right, so that was the Fields and Flock expansion. I got to say, I like this game already. Builders of Blankenburg is a super fun game. It doesn't have the greatest rule book. I think I addressed that previously. But adding this expansion on with worker placement makes it that much better. Worker placement is an amazing mechanism. You go to the place, you do the thing. You go to the place, you get the stuff. That's worker placement in a nutshell. So having those workers that you can go out and start some fields, get some flocks to be able to sell to visitors or sell to different buildings in the town is a nice little touch. It doesn't change the game a ton. It just adds that extra phase, and it kind of, it makes sense. It's not difficult at all. It's just, hey, we went from this, now we're going to place our workers out. And you also have that opportunity to get that gray worker, which is interesting because you can decide, do you really want to bid to get goods? Do you really want to bid to get that extra worker? So adds a little more decisions to the game, and which I like. So this will be hitting Kickstarter here shortly. Everything I showed you in the video was prototype, didn't have art. It was mostly just paste ups on base game cards. The board does not match the current board. It is like this thick, like foam core looking stuff. It's not gonna look like that. It'll look like an actual board. So if you like what you see here, I'll put all the information on where you can go check it out on Kickstarter when the Kickstarter is available in the description. So again, I'm Jason. That was the Fields and Flock expansion for Builders of Blankenburg, and keep gaming.